Come with me to deep clean this oven. And last time I showed me deep cleaning an oven, a lot of people were curious about what I was doing with the rack. So here I am just putting the racks in a trash bag, taking it outside, and spraying some oven cleaner. And putting them in a bag like this just helps to lock the moisture in, and it doesn't make so much of a mess. But I go ahead and turn the oven to 200, wait for it to preheat, and turn it back off. And while I'm waiting for that to cool down just a little bit, I go ahead and clean the front of the oven here. Just scrubbing it with a disinfectant and a scrub daddy and rinsing it with some paper towels. And I wait a second like this because I want the oven to be warm, but not too warm. And you'll see in a second whenever I started spraying the oven cleaner, I probably could have waited a little bit longer. But after I pick up this broken glass a little bit, I go ahead and thoroughly saturate the oven using some Easy Off. And Easy Off does have some really strong fumes, so what you don't see here is that I am wearing a mask and I have the door open behind me. And there are things like a pumice stone that'll clean the oven without any fumes, but for me, the Easy Off just always works best. But once I finish spraying down the rest of this oven and using the rest of this can, I close up the oven, wait for about 30 minutes, and then come back to start scrubbing. And as you can see, the door of this oven cleaned up beautifully. I didn't have to go back with the pumice stone, just rinsed it real good with some water and dried it with some paper towel. But there were some spots on the bottom that were really caked on, so at this point I go ahead and break a pumice stone in half and start soaking it in some water. And you really don't have to break it in half, but I just do this because I go to a lot of people's houses, so I just want to make sure I'm not using the same pumice stone on different places. But anyways, here I am just wiping down the back and sides of the oven, making sure to rinse it really good with some water. And once all that's left are these stubborn little spots, I spray them with some Dawn Power Wash and get it scrubbing them with a pumice stone. And this was also pretty quick. So all in all, cleaning the inside of this oven took about 10 minutes, which isn't including our racks, which are still chilling outside soaking in that oven cleaner. And somebody had made a comment that I could just put the trash bag with the racks in the bathtub, which I used to do, but I found out the hard way that it can leak and will leave a stain. So from then on, to be better safe than sorry, I just put the bag outside. But after doing the finishing little touches on the inside of this oven, I go ahead and rinse it down one more time with some water. And at this point, the inside is all done, so we go ahead, go outside, and grab those racks. And using the pumice stone and or some Easy Off, cleaning the racks is really quick and easy also. Since they've been soaking for about 40 minutes at this point, everything came off pretty well, but anything that didn't, I just went over it with that little piece of a pumice stone I had left. Then I rinse these racks down real good with some water, dry them off, and pop them back in the oven. And there you have a detailed oven clean. So if you aren't already, make sure to give your girl a follow. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.